here it is. Go to, take it, please.
What am I gonna do with it?
Here, take it to the account. I didn't scan it, so.
Oh, so we can take it over there?
Yep, you said you would.
Yeah, I don't know what time they're open till today, but.
I'm sure that it's tax season.
Well, the last time I went over there, they dropped it off, they were closed. I'll call and talk to them. Market very compressed here, just moving sideways as you can see. Again, I took some lotteries on an SD Lotto short, but it's bouncing a little bit right here. I didn't buy very many, and they were pretty cheap. I took the 58 puts for expiring tomorrow. Wayfair coming up a little bit here. Getting a little bit of a compression in the market. Qs as well. Everything's still below the VWAP, but we're getting a little bit of buying. Not a lot. T2104 still coming in pretty hard. Again, we closed out NNE for 225 on the straddle we put on yesterday. Everything's closed. Sarepta's closed, Nike's closed, NNE is closed. We don't have any open positions right now. Took good profits in Nike this morning. It's bouncing a little bit right now. Took really good, I mean, these are really good profits. And Sarepta, a really nice one as well.
Commentary from Kramer, CNBC says out of favor NVIDIA with no tariff should rally.
Get a little bounce here now, and quite a few things. Amazon bouncing up, so the market's putting in at least a temporary bottom here right now. A pretty deep bottom again. SPY went right down to the 540. Here's the SPY horizontal resigns that I've got here on the SPY horizontal support. 540 was the one that I was looking at this morning. That's right to. Went slightly below it, but it's bounced off of it pretty good right there. All right, so this is again pretty big drop here in the market. You see this huge gap down this morning from up here.
Not seeing much action. Traders are circulating. Article that DARPA has also selected Rigetti RGTI for Quantum Benchmarking Initiative.
Pretty ugly though. So this is where we are in the SPY. Trying to bounce a little bit. Estee Lauder coming back down again. Hasn't ever got up to the VWAP. SPY trying to get to the VWAP here. Triple Qs also.
You got your juice and pills, right?
I did.
Commentary out by the WTO Director General saying the latest U.S. announcements will significantly impact global trade and the outlook for economic growth.
SPY right to the VWAP here. Trying to get through. Gotta keep these larger so you can see these candles. There's the moves this morning. Big gap down, drifting lower all morning. First real bounce here right now.
Only me. Hi. Hi.
Look at him.
What are you doing?
He's scared.
Did you hear him?
Yeah, he's scared.
Oh.
So excited.
So you been Tintin?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Not interested in me. You ate all your cookies? Yep, you did. Ate all your
You
cookies.
ate 'em all? You didn't eat his breakfast. Oh my God. You've been hoodwinked, okay? You've been hoodwinked. Right.
Buy with a bounce and then pulling back here pretty hard. So watching Estee Lauder, I've got some lottos on that one. ICCT with a pretty heavy pullback here. That was one of those Momo stocks. TCIT is also one of those. Just kind of watching here right now. Again, anything else, the only thing I'm in right now, I've just got some lotto puts on these 88 puts, 58 puts on it. That's it. We're out of everything else. Took profits in Nike, Sarepta, and NNE this morning. Those are our three positions that we had on. All right, see if we get some questions here. It's about 10 minutes to 12 right now on a pretty brutal market day. Joe, KSS short. Coles, yeah, very, very weak. Down 25% today, getting clobbered. VOLD, Roger, yeah, diverging from the SPY. Shy, Meta, and Microsoft trying to get into the gap right now. If I look at the T2104, again, we'll see as the market popped up here on the SPY, T2104 is still staying relatively bearish here. Let me switch it over here. Yeah, it's definitely not bouncing with the SPY at all. So VOLD will show the same thing. SD just kind of moving sideways. ICCT just chopping around here right now. SPY still sitting below the VWAP. Popped up above it briefly. Again, I need to switch over to fewer candles so you can actually see the move. Just poked through, came right back down again. Not much buying power in this market right now. You know, that's a pop and it's getting sold pretty hard. T2104 still bearish. I don't want to really mess with anything to the long side right now. I don't think. All right, see if we have any more questions. Nope, not right now. Market dancing around the VWAP. Triple Q is exactly the same, and IWM exactly, pretty much the same. It's below the VWAP. IWM getting hit a little bit harder today, down 5.6% right now. Again, we closed out NNE for 225. Closed out Sarepta. I don't. It depends on what you got for this thing. It's kind of been all over the place today. Sarepta right now is going for 785, and Nike right now is going for about $9 on Nike right now, about $9, which is what I got this morning. I'm probably going to put it at $9 on Nike. So we got Nike sold for 9, and Sarepta in there at 760. Did I get it Sarepta this morning? Yeah, I get Sarepta closed out at $8 this morning. $775 right now. I'm just gonna have to pick it. This is what I got filled at this morning. For the most part, I had some got filled a little bit higher in Nike, some got filled a little bit higher in Sarepta, some a little bit lower in Sarepta, but I'm kind of taking the midpoints on those. IWM with a nice bounce here. SPY with a nice bounce here as well. So we're getting a little bit of a pop in the market from the abyss. Trader Midas, yeah, good morning. Good morning, YouTube folks. I had a little trouble with YouTube this morning for some reason. It didn't come up and run. I must have taken gains in Nike and Sarepta. Absolutely took them. Are you shorting anything today? The only thing I'm short right now is I've got some lotteries on EL short, SD Lauder. Morning, Dad. Morning, Sean. Did I create simple line trading? I don't know what that means, Norman. This ICCT's been a decent Momo here, but you got to be really nimble with these things. I've been in and out of it a couple of times. SPY doing all right here. Again, popped above the VWAP here. Pulled back below the VWAP. Now it's moved back up above the VWAP. This pretty choppy action. We're getting a nice little candle right here. That's the first decent move we've had today to the upside. Again, I'm still in a lotto for Estee Lauder short, but we'll see what happens. Again, it's a lotto. It's a very small position. Other than that, I don't have anything on. I traded ICCT. I'm out of it right now. But hard to call those things out. They're much too quick. Norman, the simple line, you're talking about the chart tool. I'm not sure which chart you're talking about. Simple line trading, the chart tool. You're talking about in TC 2000, or you're talking about in Thinkorswim? Pats, what do I look for in my scans? Well, most of the scans I use TC 2000 for. So, I mean, I get several different scans in TC 2000. I usually have one big matrix with about 10, 15 scans across the top with check marks every time those scans are met, so I can look at a lot of different conditions at one time. Not on Thinkorswim, Norman. So Pat's, as far as the scans I'm concerned, again, I use mostly TC 2000 scans, and I use also these scans over here on Thinkorswim out of the SPY Super System. TC 2000, Norman. Yeah, those lines that you're talking about those are high volume horizontal support and resistance lines, and I draw them looking at the daily charts. For the most part, I don't use them on 5-minute charts. I use them on daily charts to find support and resistance levels for stocks that are based on high volume candles. Which high volume candles at least gives you an indication that there was likely institutions in those trades. So that's just one of the things I use. Pat's Nation, as far as the scans to use, what time frame, etc. I use daily time frames when I'm looking for swing trades, and I use the daily time frames for my support and resistance levels, even if I'm trading on a 5-minute, so I can see where they are. But other than that, the scans I use are based on 5-minute charts for most of the stuff. I mean, I have scans mixed in TC 2000 where I'm looking for certain things on the daily and certain things on the 5 minutes within the same scan. I mean, I can't get into all the details on the scans. There's too many variables in them. Norman, that's proprietary. Well, not the TC 2000. You have to. It's a piece of software that I use for charting. You have to buy it. So I use it for my scanning, and this is the one I use to determine if the institutions are in the trades or not. Is the SPY Super System. You can see right now we've switched over to long on the SPY. As it moves up, and you can't take it down here. You can, but you're really kind of risking it if it hasn't got above the VWAP. But right now it's just moving right along the VWAP. All I got on right now is a lotto and EL. That's it. A lotto and SD lotto that expires tomorrow. It's going against me right now, but it's such a tiny position that I don't really. It's just nothing I'm going to worry about. I'm just going to let it see if SD lotto pulls down to it 58 sometime today or tomorrow. And Dan wanted to say a T2104. It tells a clear story of what's going on. Yeah, I mean, here's your T2104 today. This is your cumulative volume index. When it's sloping down, it's bearish. It's been bearish all day long. Even though the market's moving up, you see the market is trying to move up here, but the T2104 is staying bearish right now. We haven't really seen any indication. It's flattened a little bit, but no indication of any big move up. I would be very hesitant to be holding on longs for very long today. tomorrow expiration, Sergio, and the lotto. Yeah, lottos are always expired. Typically, it's technically not a lotto. A lotto would be done on Friday afternoon, but as it is right now, I took it just because SD Lot is beaten up so much, and if the market continues down, I just want to see if it can roll with it. Again, I took it out of the money put. This is not something I would recommend normally, but I did. Options were too expensive, so I just took something that was cheap for me and follows the direction of the chart. Do I use the Thinkorswim desktop or the web, Marilyn? I use the desktop. I don't use the web on for any of these things. I just prefer to use the desktop versions. This desktop TOS, desktop TC2000. My trading platform that I actually trade on is desktop. But I still getting a bounce here. Pat's Nation, what do I think about something like a day trade on something like MCHP? I mean, it's getting clobbered today. It hasn't shown any resilience in this tiny little market bounce that we're having. So, yeah, and nothing wrong with doing MCHP as a short today if you want to. Try to pick a spot where it's wait for a compression perhaps and then take it to the downside. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, you're right across the board here. But everything's bearish right now, so trying to find good bearish stocks is not hard. There's tons of them. I mean, this is the cascading up scan. These are stocks that are stacking green candles. But look at them all. They're all red. I mean, they're all red here. So they're just all coming off lows. I don't think there's any green ones in here at all. Oh, and these are the cascading down, which are obviously all red. But you do have some stocks here that were green and coming down. Monster, FDP, Clorox. This Clorox is a consumer defensive. But again, wait for MCHP if you're going to do something. Again, just be cautious here today. One of the problems with MCHP is like the rest of the options right now, they're all inflated. The premiums on these things are very high. Watch your intrinsic value on those things. Make sure you're getting decent intrinsic value in your option, especially if you're day trading. And even at that, you probably should go out to next week and try to get a decent price on these things. But the volatility is very, very high, which is why I couldn't really take very much today. Even with SD Lottery, I had to pay quite a bit for the lottery, but since they were cheap and I didn't care about them that much, I'm just trying to find a stock that might continue on down, which it hasn't, by the way. It's bounced a little bit with the market. But we'll see. We'll see how much this market bounce continues. It's above the VWAP right now. It's still quite a ways from getting into the gap. It's got to go to about 575 to get into the gap on SPY. You'd probably short shares if you did anything today, Pats. Yeah, be careful. Shorting stocks is, shorting's fine. There's nothing wrong with shorting stocks. just be careful. Because, you know, you don't have a defined risk when you short shares. I mean, theoretically you do if you set a stop on it. But if it gets halted for any particular reason, you don't have a defined risk. You always have a defined risk when you trade options. SPY's still trying to creep up here. Yeah, switch this to, whoops. Oop, oop. A little bit of a bounce. So you'll be able to see if it gets up into this gap. This is where the gap is right here. About 12:15. Again, we're out of Sarepta, we're out of Nike, and we're out of NNE. All three of these trades worked out really, really nicely. This Sarepta was a huge one. In at 285, we sold half of it, 385. Sold the rest this morning at $9. Somewhere between 850 and 950. I'm just used 9 for a midpoint on that. That was a pretty massive profit on Nike. Again, even $3 to the, that's like 200%. So, and Sarepta was another good one. In for about 450, 460, out for about 8. So about probably 80% on that one. And NNE, yeah, nothing great in NNE. Yeah, $1.85 to $2.25, about 40 cents. About 20% on NNE. Jurgen, what do I think about DEC? You like the longer term trend here. It took 50% profits at the low of the day, but I haven't decided. Want to swing it another 50% further. Yeah, DEC is very similar to Nike. DEC is down about 14% today. You know, personally, with a big gap down like that, and here's DEC right here. You know, one of the things you've got to be aware of here is this: how far they are getting away from the 8 exponential moving average. So these are things. A lot of these things have fallen quite a bit, and are what I would consider extended to the downside. You know, if I look at Nike here, it's extended to the downside. So I would not take any swing type positions in anything short right here, just because they're so far extended. There's likely to be a bounce or at least a consolidation for a bit. You know, when a market falls like this, everybody thinks it's just like when a market goes up strong or goes down strong. Everybody thinks it's just going to continue in that direction. Markets don't continue in any direction for any long period of time. There's lots of chop and bounce and everything. So I wouldn't be taking any swing shorts in this. And again, today was a gap down day. So any shorts it's a gift. Again, gaps are gifts is one of the things I say. When a stock gaps up, if you long it, you take your money. And it gaps down, you take your money if you're short. Because gaps are gifts and they don't necessarily follow through. But they also do extend the stock away from the 8 exponential moving average in the daily chart, which means there's likely to be some, at least consolidation, if not a move up, while they wait for the 8 to get down to them. So that's my opinion on that. MCHB, low open interest, Joe. Yeah, I didn't look at the options on it. Again, I, other than doing lotteries or something, I'm probably not going to do anything right now. Today, the market is obviously consolidating right now. SPY's moved up a little bit. I don't give it a lot of credence for the long term, but for right now, there's a little bit of buying coming in. All right, be right back. Whew. Jesus. Oh,
What?
brutal day. Well, it's not brutal for me. You can't remember that. Brutal for everybody else. It was on lawns, man. It's fresh. These parks are down. It's ridiculous. Amazon down 15%.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos,
They're all getting killed.
and I hope they put the pressure.
Believe me, there'll be pressure now.
they'll be bitching.
Because these stocks are, it's a bloodbath. Isn't that healthy?
You think Marjorie Taylor Greene or Matt Getz know anything about the stock market?
They know they're not going to like what they see today.
Right, but you think they really?
They'll blame Biden.
Of course they will. I mean, that's.
It's the Biden recession.
Right, Biden did it. You don't see.
He thinks that these tariff things is going to put pressure on these countries to make deals with us over the tariffs. It's absurd. The whole thing is idiotic.
It's so idiotic. Plus, it's going to hurt the American consumer.
Well, big time. And the European countries will start doing more business with the Asian countries and the other countries over there. Oh, okay, probably. You want that? I'll probably have that. I gotta call the accountant and see if they're gonna be there today. So I can drop this thing off. When I hand it to him, I'll say, "Don't ask." All right. Trader Midas, you're asking me, yeah, Jurgen, those gaps are gifts. They are. Gaps are gifts. What's my market outlook right now? I don't have any idea. I mean, I don't make predictions on the market. I don't predict what the market's going to do. Are we going to go into a recession? Are we going to go into a bear market? I don't know. I mean, I don't have any. There's too many variables. If you're looking at the price action in the charts right now, it looks grim. I mean, it looks like the market's is gonna continue to sell off, but we don't know. So I don't make predictions because I don't make any predictions, and I think people making predictions they're guessing. I mean, they're guessing. They don't know. They don't know what's going to happen. So we just trade what we see. I have to feel I got to see more price action to determine whether I want to start taking some swing shorts. Right now, I wouldn't touch any swing longs right now, unless it was an inverse, an inverse type of instrument. But right now, I'm just day trading. For the most part, day trading, looking for straddles and strangles, things like that. Today, it's very difficult because the option prices have been inflated so much because of this big drop. It's hard to find a good price for even straddles and strangles. So right now I'm just watching. I trace some Momo stocks every now and then, but other than that, I closed out the positions that we had on today. We got a nice gift this morning when this gap down, and we took advantage of it.
Members watching Netflix, NFLX, reversing the morning lows, green on the day now, up over $10, up over one.
Netflix he's just talking about is a gap down this morning. It's now green, up $10, right to resistance at the 8 exponential moving average. Amazon down about 7%. It is bouncing. A lot of the stocks are bouncing right now. ST Lotto bounced up a little bit. SPY, decent little recovery here. Now we'll see where it goes. Saw you were short Merck, which gapped up today. Yeah, it gapped up today. It went right to the 50-day, right to the 8 exponential moving average. The drug manufacturers haven't been too bad today. Lilly down just 1.7%, pretty small. United Healthcare Group today is up about 4%, right to the 200-day moving average. Again, we're using, if you're not familiar with the room here, if you're on YouTube, this is the SPY super system we use here, a piece of software that indicates whether the institutions are buying or selling. This is a 5-minute momentum, current time frame momentum, multi-time frame momentum, multi-time frame trend, and we use the VWAP right here, the volume weighted average price, is our support resistance level for intraday trades, and the 15 EMA if the price is away from the VWAP. Right now the VWAP and the 15 are pretty close together. And this is signaling blue and green are bullish, red and yellow are bearish. If you're on the 5-minute chart, you can see here it switched to bullish right here, and it's been trading bullish for a bit. The momentum has been, but on the multi-time it's mixed. This I use for the daily. When I switch to a daily time frame, I look at this one and this one together. So we want, if we go in swing trade, we want both of these to be green or blue, or red or yellow, for sure. Okay, and again, I have an alert service. If you're not familiar with it, I have an alert service which we send out high probability trade setups. Hasn't been an awful lot lately, minimal, but we did have Nike and Sarepta for 2 huge gains. This Nike we get in for 285 back on the 28th. We sold a bunch of it that day or the next day, can't remember, for 385, half of it. Kept the remainder and sold it this morning for $9. Sarepta we also took here on 65 on the April 1st. Just yesterday, we took Sarepta at 65 puts for $4.50, and we sold them this morning for $8. And NNE, we did a straddle on NNE yesterday, in for about $1.80, 85, and out for $2.25 this morning. So pretty nice trades. We've closed everything right now. We don't have any open trades right now. If you're a member of the room or the alert service that come together, or you buy the software, you get them access to a bunch of videos I've done, about 30 of them on strategies and methodologies and how to use the indexes. Got one on straddles and strangles, one on doing what's called the SPY super system, which is trading the SPYs and the Qs just off of the momentum indicator here, and the VWAP and the 15 EMA, which has been working out pretty well over the last 6-7 months. And I've got videos on all of our strategies, in basic options, etc. Quite a lot, about 30 of them. So if you're a member or you get the software, you will get that as well. Yeah, that's the only thing I'm in is the SD Lauder puts, but I didn't post it or even I'm not going to alert on it, post it. I just took a lottery in this expiring tomorrow, just in case we get a continued pull down in SD Lauder. It was very cheap. They're out of the money. I took the 58s, which I don't recommend normally, and I don't usually do. But for a lotto type thing, I did, and I just wanted to see if it continued down today. It's a big move in SD Lauder down today. This is a very big drop. Hey, Mallow. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I do make some posts out there in Reddit, in the real day trading Reddit community. I've got a lot of posts out there over the years. I did a video the other day on the 11 most common mistakes that retail traders make, which took me a while to put together. I think it's pretty useful to identify those. Every retail trader has got to overcome their own demons as far as emotional trading is concerned. Trading FOMO, just revenge trading, all of that has to be kept in check, and that's the hardest part about trading. Hey, Mallow, good job. Just moved from paper trading to live account. 3 months, good. Yeah. I'm glad you think that this is helpful. I try to be helpful. I'm doing tradings all day long myself. From any trades I post here, I'm in with my own money all the time.
Longer-term inflation expectations remain consistent with 2% goal. Rise in goods inflation partly due to trade policy. Drop in housing services inflation could help
I try to be with the room here. I try to be. You know, there's mixed feelings about whether it's good to have somebody talking all day about the market, but I feel like it's useful because I can answer questions. I can point out charts. I can be a lot. I think I can be a lot more helpful than just typing stuff out. If I'm able to talk to folks about the questions that they've got, and when I take a trade, why I take a trade, and why I'm out of a trade, and why I didn't take a trade, and I can do critiques of that. I think it helps a lot with traders, new traders, and experienced traders. You know, learning the ins and outs of the nuances of technical analysis. Yeah, I appreciate that, Trader. I thought it was a good video. Mallow, you said the thing you enjoyed. You know, one of the things I said is a trader's biggest mistake they make is trying to trade what they think or what they heard, or what they saw on social media. That's a real disaster as far as trading is concerned. It should have no place in your trading, but I hear it all the time. And somebody posts a trade, and I ask them, "Why did you take that trade?" And I didn't think the stock could go any higher. I didn't think it could go any lower. I thought this stock was going to continue on up. You know, they're not looking at technicals. They're trading what they think, and that's very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous. I think one of the quotes I put in there is that for trading what you think or what you hear, one of the biggest dangers to traders is not ignorance. It's actually unfounded knowledge or unbased knowledge or false knowledge. False knowledge is the biggest problem. That's worse than being ignorant of something, because you're making trades off of stuff that you think, which is false, but they believe it's true, and what it does is it causes you to stay in trades because you think you should be right. Market should be going down, should be going up. This stock should be going up. I'm going to stay with this. I believe it's going to. I read something that said it's going to go up. You've got to get that out of your head. You've got to just look at the technicals, watch the charts, trade what the market is telling you, and ignore all the other stuff. And I know it's hard, because, you know, people got feeds going with social media, getting all kinds of crap off of X and everywhere else, where they're getting people telling them that this stock's a great stock. These people don't know any more than you do. Don't take advice from them. All right, so as we watch the SPY here, as I'm getting ready to get some lunch here in a minute, it's about 12:35. SPY's popped up a little bit. It's above the VWAP right now. It's a decent little move here. Nothing I'm going to touch. So just kind of fairly compressed market right now. take some Mucinex, Ricky?
Not yet, I just swallowed one,
Oh.
but I noticed I've been coughing up wet stuff. So, it's this weather.
Members and an update out by the Atlanta Fed GDP coming in with their latest estimate at minus 2.8% on April 3rd, up from a minus 3.7% on April 1st. This is from the Atlanta Fed GDP data, seeing an uptick from previous reports.
It's by coming down to the VWAP. Kind of choppy here in spite of this is a pretty nice little move up. This is a pretty big red candle. See how many candles that red candle took out? 4 candles. Oops. Right here we get a bounce in the SPY, pull back. This one candle wiped out all 4 of these candles. Now we're bouncing in. This is a kind of treacherous to be trying to trade this. I'm not trading anything except I'm short EL. That's it. With a lottery trade and nothing else. All right, I'm gonna get ready to get some lunch here. Let me look at the YouTube. I gotta shut that down. Let's see. Mellow Mushroom, LSCC showing continued weakness. Yeah, that's another chip stock, and the chip stocks are just getting absolutely pummeled here lately. LSCC down 17% today. Let me see if I can find any support on it. Horizontal report support around 4164, Mallow, 4164 on LSCC. Not that far away, about 80 cents away. ON also nice, yeah. ON, you know, all of these. There's a lot of weakness in a lot of stocks. Those are two, LSCC and ON, both semiconductors, both down anywhere between 10 and 15% today, maybe more. Nvidia down also about 6%. Chip stocks getting hammered. Netflix with a big bounce, was down hard this morning. Netflix was opened at oops, let me look. Here we go. Netflix opened this morning at 9:01. It's 9:40 right now. 39-point bounce. All right, everybody, I'm going to head out and get some lunch. I'll go ahead and shut the YouTube feed down. Thanks, guys, for being here today. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments and questions, and thanks for the compliments. I appreciate that. And again, come join me in the room. You can get a subscription to the SPY Super System options room, where we talk like this, talk all day long about these stocks. Also the alert service and the software. This is the SPY Super System software that I believe is an excellent piece of software, since I use it all the time and have been for 4 years, to find institutions when they're in the trade and when they're not. And it's really important. That's what we want to do. We want to follow institutions. We don't want to follow retail traders. So anyway, that's what you can get at rightlinetrading.com. Have a great day, everybody, over there. Support of 4165 from what you can see in LSCC. What did I say it was? Yeah, 4164 is what I got. That's right, Mello. Very good job. All right, everybody, I'm going to shut down the YouTube feed. Have a great day. We'll see everybody tomorrow, end of the week.